This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy. Your local electric cooperative is looking out for you. And by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Rehab Services.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Jeff Castillo with Mike Redman up here, ready to bring you the post-game show. We had a pretty lopsided game tonight with the Mesick Bulldogs taking a 44-0 victory over the Bear Lake Lakers. The game started off tight. It was awful close in that first quarter. And as we talked about earlier, that last 22 seconds, all of a sudden Mesick popped up a couple scores, and that just kind of opened the floodgates, Mike.
Yeah, it did. Firstly tonight I'd like to say just hats off to the Bear Lake Lakers. You know, they've just had, their season has been so hamstrung by injuries that we can't even begin to imagine how many players are down for them, and yet they continue to battle. And like you said, it was very back and forth for the first quarter of this game, and they came to play. They're just pretty short-staffed, and they've got younger players on the field and a lot of things going against them as far as being victorious on the scoreboard. But
and they played hard all the way to the end too.
Good.
To the very end whistle, they played out there really hard and gave it every effort they could, even though they were behind by quite a bit.
Yep.
So, I agree. My hat's off to them, too.
Good sportsmanship, and it's hard when you get behind. That's when some of that ugly stuff can happen, and you just didn't see that from them. So,
nope, not at all.
Good job by the Lakers, but it was the Bulldogs' night, obviously, and a lot of guys getting on the scoreboard here tonight. The quarterback, Joe Stewart, started the scoring frenzy, then Spencer Cole scored after that. Matt Bennett, he was all over the field tonight running the football. Matt scored. Robert Spora on a touchdown pass. Nick Salter, 2 scores. Dalton Sabo on several 2-point conversions. And the Bulldogs, rounded out their scoring with that long run by Salter in the third quarter. And then that was it. And I think the Bulldogs played it classy as well, when you got a lead like that and keep the ball on the ground. The running clock obviously helps, but just a good game for the Bulldogs, and like you said, that puts them at 4-4, so they still continue to battle, and everybody's coming down to their final week of the regular season here.
Right, and they've got a tough game coming up next week. Suttons Bay has been, handling pretty much everybody that they've been playing this year. They're headed to the playoffs. The Lakers are headed to Hale to take on the Eagles over there, and that should be a pretty even matchup. They got a chance to come away with a victory, another victory, I should say, before the year is over. So, and just something positive to build on for next year.
Yep,
they'll get their players back next year, get the injuries behind them, and start anew. So it's a young program. This is only their second year of being independently on their own. They were co-oping there with Onekama for quite a while. So they're a young program, but with the number of players that they got out, especially with their small enrollment, it's a good sign.
Sure is.
They got the kids involved.
They got one direction to go, and I think we're going to see Bear Lake trend up, over the next few seasons, and it's just excellent to see them have a football team. I think that will bring a lot to their school. It's always been a good school, but I think that will only help them. And the Bulldogs, like you said, do have a tall order coming up this week. They're going to need to have a good, tight week of practice and get their ducks in a row, because Suttons Bay is going to give them a lot to handle this coming Friday. So you never know, but it's going to be a tall order for them.
Yep, but nice victory for them tonight. Evens them up at 500, and so they're going to go from here. So nice victory at their last home game, and it was a nice, classy thing for them to do tonight also with the whole cancer awareness thing and the donations that they're making to help that cause out and everything, bring awareness, selling T-shirts and selling their jerseys, and the dedications to the families and different things involved with cancer and everything. So really nice thing that they did for their final home game tonight. So
nice team building experience too. You know, to get the shirt thing going and collect the money, and like you said, that's going to continue into some auctioning money, hopefully, from the jerseys, and I just can't say enough good about that.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing. So we saw some good things tonight. So this is going to be a wrap-up for Mike and I tonight. We enjoyed bringing games to you this year from Bakerfield. We do have one more to bring you next week. We're going to be in Lake City as the Lake City Trojans host Sanford Meridian. So it'll be Mike and I signing off right now, and we'll see you next week. This is 26 Sports and CCTV. Good night, everybody.